Good day everyone, my name is Angeli Ficondo and I'm going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of internal and external consulting. Internal consulting. Advantages: more knowledge of organizational culture, history, and practices. Already has relationship with organizational members. Perceived as having a longer term view and potentially greater stake in success of outcome. Earns a regular salary. Less needs to market services. So, if internal consultant ka, meaning you are working sa company or organization. So, you earns regular salary. Kailan na ka or nanakay na build na relationship sa managers or the employees sa organizations. And lastly, aware na ka sa dagan or history sa organization, which makes it much easier sa imo mag-work as internal consultant. So, disadvantages: may be blind to seeing some issues because of history with culture. Less variety in clients, industry, and issues. May be presented with ethical challenges where it is hard to refuse. May be confronted with confidentiality concern, particularly with an internal manager. Organizational members may be reluctant to share sensitive information for fear that it may leak internal to colleagues. May be seen as agent for management. So of course, internal man, meaning dili ka maka-work with other companies or organization. So like limited lang ang experiences o clients. There are also instances na i-disregard lang nimo ang lapses or whatever issue maka-affect sa organization para ma-fill in ang need buhaton nga ingana na things. So, external consulting. Advantages: more experience with variety of clients. Does not enter organization with bias from past experience with organizational members. Less political involvement, can be truthful with less consequence. May have greater star power. Organizational members may feel more comfortable sharing confidential information without fear of leaks. So, since external consulting offers different clients, so different experiences pod ang cases. Dili pod siya bias since di man ka-aware sa mga past binuhatan sa organization. So, imong mabuhat ra jud kay if unsa makapabes og makapawork sa things. Next is disadvantages. May have trouble seeing the hidden meanings or subtle issues. Must build relationships and trust with organizational members. May be perceived as short-term. Must seek out clients to earn paycheck. May have recommendation perceived as selling or extending work unnecessary. And may not be able to follow through beyond in interventions to see long-term result. So, since wa man ka kaila sa employees or members sa organizations sa imong client, need pa jud mo mag-create or build relationship and trust sa ila, as well as improve nimo imong skills and knowledge. And then, unlike internal na part na siya sa organization, here sa external kay dili, so most likely for short-term job lang ang external. Next, ethical issues for internal and external consultant. So, both internal and external consultant have different ethical issues. An internal client may not want information widely shared about the existence of an executive team building commitment, a reorganization or a merger acquisition, and the consultant has the ethical responsibility to maintain the confidentiality. So when it comes to ethical issue for both internal and external, there are also differences. It would just depend on the agreement between the client and consultants. The most effective way to tackle this challenge is to predict it and develop working agreements between consultants and managers on what information is or cannot be shared with others. As what I have said, it really depends on both parties because in a normal setting, clients would create agreements in which, for example, is to keep the information for privacy of the organization. And lastly, Black 2011 calls this contract with your boss to clarify expectations and hypotheses and predict the issue before it becomes an issue. I believe that we are familiar with contract. So it is binding agreement between the two organizations to avoid issues or problems. That's all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Carliumi Lex E. Amihan and I am the fourth reporter of Group 3. So today I will tackle about becoming an OD consultant or how to become an OD consultant. So before that, we'll talk about what is an organizational development consultant or OD consultant. OD consultant works with struggling companies to develop strategic plans to improve employees' morale and boost their productivity inside their workplace. So an OD consultant, their duties is involve observing the work environment, interviewing employees and management, and recommending changes if na sila kailangan i-change inside their organization. So their qualifications or competencies to become an OD consultant. First, a background in social and behavioral sciences. So most of observers agrees that background in the social behavioral sciences is a good starting point to expose beginners to introducing an OD concepts. So this means they should know how to understand people's behavior, to know how to handle people behavior. So one of example is psychologists. So today, some of companies seeking with psychologists to become their OD consultant because of their expertise on handling people. Next is practical experience is a prerequisite to successful consulting. So to become a successful OD consultant, you should have this experiences and to know what is the reality inside that work. So first to become one of this field, you should volunteer to help internal consultant with a project at work. So, kabalo man tatanan na if we have this kind of experience sa isa ka field, mas makabalot ta kung unsa ang mga lihok dara. So, mo na siya ang one of the dili man gud basta-basta ang OD consultant because they are the one who what I have said earlier, they're the one who handling people. So dili sayon nga maghandle kag people samot nagwala ka experience. So next is shadow consulting with a skilled mentor is one of the best ways to gain experience in the OD field. So this means it gives you the opportunity to learn about that career by accompanying a professional through typical work days. So, para mas mahasa pa ang imong skills and makagain pa kag experience, you should work with the skilled persons or professionals na mga OD consultants para makabalo pa mo o na unsa pa ang mga dapat na tumbuhaton para maging effective ta sa ubang tao or sa atong mga clients. According to Varney 1980, first is self-awareness and impact. So, self-awareness, by the word itself, you should know how to, before you giving advice to other people, you should be aware of your behavior, should know how to control yourself before anyone else. Before dili na to kaya siguro mag-advise sa laing tao o dili nato na kaya pud i-apply sa atong self. So this is one of the example to become an OD. Second, conceptual, analytical, and research skills. So you should have this because to be an OD, you should know how to analyze the problem and think about the aspects or solutions for that problem. So this includes being able to reason well, define and review the works of others, apply theories or abstract concepts, and explain your thinking methodically to others. So third is organizational change and skills influence. So change or change management skills. These are the skills that you can use to help your company through the process of making organizational changes. Good change management can be pretty important to the success of a company, as it can guide the company to implement changes smoothly and reach desired outcomes. So in other words, it can, if you have these skills, you can help the company to have this opportunity to change of unsa bay angay i-change ana na company. So makakapag-think ka og solutions if you have these analytical skills, what I have said this earlier. So next is Eubanks or et al. 1990 lists 6 competencies categories. So first is interpersonal skills. So good interpersonal skills enable an OD practitioners to communicate effectively and build relationships. So this involves presenting ideas clearly, listening carefully, and responding appropriately. So good in communication skills, maka-avoid ni siya og mga misunderstandings or conflict sa between the OD and the employee. So an OD practitioner typically needs to use this assertive communication style to deliver a clear and concise message na dili na to ma-hurt ang tao, wala kay ma-hurt sa ila kung unsa man atong we should be sensitive in talking to the client. So second is group process management. So the term group process is used to describe the method through which individuals within a given group accomplish their goals. In most cases, organizations put in much effort to establish and pursue objectives. So generally speaking, there are, when it comes to project management or projects, there are five process groups. So initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing. So dapat di ay kung OD consultant ka, naapod ka ani nga skills. So kabalo pud ka ani kay syempre you're planning how to handle that situation, and i-monitor nimo, i-control nimo, mag-plan ka kung unsa imong ang buhaton to solve that problem. So next is data use. So of course, dili lang ta ingon na mag-advise pud sa lain kay tungod naga-analyze pud ta. We have this to be an OD consultant, kabalo pud dapat ta sa gamay nato mga basics data gatherings para makabalot ta, mag-collect tag data to allow you to determine how well your solution is performing, kung naghatag ba siya og effectiveness, maayo ba ang iyang effect sa kana strategy nimo, na unsa ba na siya kanang like na overcome ba na ang challenge or a problem, or whether or not your approach needs to be tweaked or changed or or kailangan ba siya i-change. So kailangan dyan nato ni ang data gathering or the data use para makabalita kung unsa ang kailangan nato i-change or kailangan nato improve or maayo ba ang pag-perform niya para magamit pa nato siya sa lain, like that. So next is contracting. So contracting itself, like to be an OD, you should know how to interact with other people or negotiate to other people na like magkasinabot mong duha. So intervention implementation. So intervention implementation, this means that kanang makabalo ka sa mag-plan ka on how to kanang mag-process ang isa ka behavior sa isa ka tao. So dapat ka effective ni imong pag-implement sa intervention, nakaani nga competency to make intervention plan for the effectiveness na maansa nimo sa employee. So customers relationship maintenance, so building a working relationship with customer is a key to long-term success of a business. So dapat to be an OD, kabalo dapat of course sa kabalo ta mag-build o communications o makaansa ta para mas strong atong connections with our client. Dapat kabalo ta how to communicate with them, na ipa-feel dyan nato sa ilang secure sila sa secure ilang kung secure ang ilang mga secrets, like that. Of course, consultant relationship and a client relationship, they should build a trust and relationship. So therefore, to be an OD, to be a successful OD consultant, you should be trustworthy and skillful enough to handle people. So that's all.